It's a minute, I'm with the flow. Can you feel it? Get it ready for the floor show. If you get it, better let me know. Stay with it if you want before. All in it together, let's go.
It was really super tough. The swim was really tough. I felt lost out there. It was choppy, and I really wasn't with anyone, and it was just I sort of felt lost in the sea, even though it was a lake. But once I got onto my bike, I felt really good, and I started seeing that the girls, I was getting an advantage on the other girls, and I kept bringing the time further apart. So yeah, I felt really good until sort of at the end. I sort of struggled with that last headwind section. It's really huge headwind. And then the marathon, you know, I felt okay. I had a good lead, so I didn't have to push it, which is what I wanted, because, you know, earlier in the week I had a stomach bug, and I knew that the length of this race would be quite tough for me. And I knew that I'd just get weak towards the end, so I wanted to have a big lead, so that I didn't want to be running next to anyone, that's for sure.
And then you just broke the course record.
Yeah, I was overwhelmed with that, because I mean, I didn't have a clue with my watch or anything, but I just knew when I came out of the swim I did over an hour, and I usually do sort of 50 minutes or so I didn't expect to be able to break that course record. I think it was a little bit hillier. It didn't have, well, it had a headwind of about, I guess, 20 k's on 2 laps, so it was sort of broken in half. So I think it helped. Yeah. It helped a bit having that, you know, not a relentless headwind for, you know, 90 k's or so. Before Hawaii, I got a stomach bug, another stomach bug, and I couldn't eat for about 5 days. And so when I got this stomach bug, I thought it would be the same thing, that I wouldn't be able to eat for 5 days, and I wouldn't be able to start. Yeah. But I bounced back in a day and a half, and got a little bit of training on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I did some training. I felt quite good, and then, you know, had my usual day off on Thursday. Yeah. And yeah, I knew I'd probably struggle a little with the distance, but I felt fine out there. So I'm going to have a week off or so, and then build up for Ironman New Zealand. I had a good a month off after Kona, so I've just been building up since then, and it's early in the season, so it takes a while for me to get really fit. So yeah, Ironman New Zealand is my next race.
Yeah, no, the course definitely broke me again. It is, yeah, it's just the wind. You know, the water was really rough today. Big rolling waves coming through, so you're sort of like up here and then down, you know, getting smashed down at the bottom again. And you know, some of the girls came through that swim really well and opened up quite a big gap. I think it might have been 7 or 8 minutes, I'm not too sure, on us, you know, weaker swimmers, so it's never a good start to the day. And then yeah, I think the bike was probably just as windy as last year, and I was actually really glad that it was 2 laps rather than 1 long lap, because we had a very long straight last year, which meant a very long headwind for a long time. Simone Maier passed me in the last 2k last year, and I ended up coming 4th, and she was behind me again, and so I was pretty much running scared like a cut cat, really. And slowly I started gaining on Jo, so I kind of focused on her, and then just tried to keep closing the gap. But I was so afraid of Simone. I was like, please don't let this happen again. But the other thing is, Simone actually punctured on the bike course this year, so, you know, that's a huge upset for her. I mean, potentially she could have been in the top 3. She's just so strong, and I think this course, you know, I was very hesitant on the first lap because the winds were so strong and the crosswinds, and I was a little bit afraid, and then on the second lap tried to be a bit more mongrel with it, but you sort of had to work yourself into that, where I wonder whether she's, my guess is, you know, she's had more experience in those winds, she knows she's capable. I felt like at times my bike was like a bucking bull or something. You're sort of, yeah, you're all over the show, and you've got to have that confidence, and it just took a while to sort of adjust to that. Yeah, she's like a tough bitch. She is tough. She's Jo Lawn. She's been here. She knows, you know, fully respect her. She put up a huge fight, and with someone with her experience, you just, you know, I had to keep pushing as hard as I could to the end. I knew she would come. She's not going to give up that easy. She's too, you know, she's too hard. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, you know, they set the benchmark for us in New Zealand. We're isolated down here. Having the opportunity to race them is huge, and obviously Gina really dominated today. But you know, at least you get to see where you need to work on more. I mean, I know that if you can keep up with Gina. You know, she's had 7th at World Champs in Kona, and then I think 5th at Ross this year. She's up in the top placings. You know, you've got to be up with her if you want to get into those bigger races. So.